big arena back there?
Right.
Or they don't do it out at the main area back near the horse.
Here.
What exactly?
We're just going to ask you some questions when you win. We're not going to ask you about anything like the DD-214 or anything like that. Okay. We're just going to ask about military, what you did when you were in, you know, things that you really enjoyed while you're in. We're just going to have a quick session so we can talk to you guys. Alright, so this right here. Sorry, I don't have everything all the way set up just yet. Alright. Alright, so everybody, we're live right now on the Facebook one as I'm getting set up. Let me get this last one set up here, last piece of it actually. Alright, go ahead and guys introduce yourself while I'm getting all the cameras ready, so then I'm going to tell everybody what we're doing. Okay.
Where are we introducing ourselves? Which camera?
It doesn't matter, just talk to each other. Tell everybody what your name is.
Hello, my name's Luke Dahlman.
There you go.
There's a couple. I'm Nathan Smith.
Alright, everybody, in case you're wanting to know, this is the first day of this, and in case you want to know why we kind of made a makeshift, this is what I've been promising everybody. We're going to start interviewing military guys, just fun guys that are down to earth. I know a lot of you guys are seeing this on this camera here, making sure everything's okay, and on Facebook over here. Now I've got a couple other cameras going on so that I can, later on when I put all this stuff together for their stories, that we can get it all together. So, anyway, my name is Jeffrey Jansen, everybody. I know right now the camera is completely on these two gentlemen. They were in the Marine Corps. We got another gentleman coming here by the name of Glenn Chandler. Glenn Chandler is actually in the Army Reserve. Well, he'll be here about 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of interview everybody and kind of talk about the military a little bit and what things that we've done and things that we hope that, you know, when we were in that would come to fruition. Okay, give me just a second and we're going to start. My cameras don't always like me. No, come on. Alright, so, aces on these two, and then later on I'll go home and edit everything later, but right now you're live on Facebook and you're live on America's Funniest Home Video. You're live on that. So I'm going to sit down here with them. Alright, and I think we got everybody going. Alright, so hopefully I can't see nothing because I don't have anything turned towards me. What we're trying to do is, and it will not be this clustered right now for a while, just right now. I want to make sure that stays on because that's actually operating now. So what we're trying to do is show everybody that military, when we're out, different things that we look forward to, different things that we expected while we were in the military. Alright. So, anyway, everybody's always wondering how important the military was to them, and I've been noticing this is not a political channel by any means. There's no politics involved. However, people can ask their questions, and then I'm going to go back, and we're going to interview a couple Army guys, interview a couple other people. We have to put microphones on, that's fine. But right now, the whole idea of this is to just get a viewpoint of when people were in the military, what they did when they're in, when they got out, what their expectations were, what they're seeing now. And it's like I said, I understand that this is probably going to go no farther than my community. And we already know that, yeah, everybody calls, but we all know that we're local heroes, and, you know, we love being called that, whatever. Actually, the truth of the matter is, we don't like being called heroes. because the ones that call us heroes are the ones that usually want something. They're the ones that are trying to use the military as a political propaganda. They're like, oh, I love those vets, and then they do nothing in return. There's a lot of vets that come home that have PTSD. Of course, then all the major vehicles come by where you can't hear them. And there's a lot of guys that they never returned home all the way. Vietnam, World War II. But today all I'm going to just show you is what we do and why when we get around everybody. Seriously, does it have to be loud the time that I'm trying to do something? Leave it to something. Anyway, so the whole point of this is just to get a different perspective on the military, what we do when we get out, and why it's a good idea to try to get your college, and why it's a good idea to just do your best at everything you do. And while we're talking, I'm going to ask some questions, and like I said, this is the pilot for this. So if it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, well, you already know I don't know what I'm doing. But I want everybody to know that no matter what, there's always a place you go. So first off, we've got Luke Dolman. He is from Quincy, Illinois. He's probably one of my oldest friends. I used to go to church with him and his family years and years ago. And then one of my newer friends, Marine Corps, he was in the Marine Corps and everything else. And what we're going to do is we're just going to talk. And we're going to kind of throw things back at each other, ask different questions when things pop into our heads. There's nothing scripted about anything we're doing. But to me it matters, and this comes from one of my oldest friends, Dr. McGinley. He interviewed everybody from World War II. And before he died, he got a chance to meet the last guy with the red line. And if y'all don't know what the red line is, it was Patton's supply chain during World War II. As Patton was going through Africa, he was moving faster in his supply chain. And when Patton goes, he sent a letter back, and they're like, hey, you got to slow down. We can't keep up with you. You know, we can't get food and stuff to these guys. Patton said, look, you just need, in a letter he wrote, he said, look, you need to send gas and bullets. The men can eat their belts. Because he had to keep moving because he had a tactical advantage of surprise. Now, Dr. McGinley was never in the military, but he interviewed all these guys, and he found out that that was one of the most strategic things that happened in World War II in order to win against the Germans. However, he never would have known that if his neighbor didn't come by and say, hey, how come you never interviewed me? So, being was what we do, we have a lot of guys out here at the Veterans Home, a lot of women, we have people in the Marine Corps Leagues, we have guys that are in, we have guys that are getting out, and their stories never been told except to each other. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to each other, and I'm going to have each person introduce themselves so that I can go back and I can edit this and I can put their names and where they're from. And we're going to start with Luke. And Luke, if you just tell whichever one of these two you want, your full name, what branches you were in, just kind of a little bit what you did while you're in and stuff. And then Nathan, after he's done, I want you to introduce yourself and do the exact same thing.
My name's Luke Dolman. I'm from Quincy, Illinois here. 59 years old. Joined the Marine Corps in 1978. Served 6.5 years. And got out, come back home here. Trying to start a family. And decided to go back in the military. Couldn't get back in the Corps, so I went in the Navy for 14 years. And retired in 1999.
And you said you were Navy and Marine Corps. Those are the only two branches you were in?
Yes.
Okay, good. Nathan, what about you, buddy? Tell your full name, where you're from. You're going to say where you're from because you're not from here.
Yeah. My name's Nathan Smith, and I'm actually from Redmond, Oregon. I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17. I was in for 4 years, got out, moved to Quincy for a whirlwind job. Haven't needed it out. That's all right.
Neither a girl nor a job?
Well, I have a job now, but those the ones I had that were my prospects when I got out.
Should we go funny with why you say you don't have a girl? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Anyway.
I've been in Quincy for 2-3 years now. I'm good friends with Jess. I worked various jobs. Now I'm a bartender at one of the local bars here, and I really enjoyed going to college.
All right. And of course, my name is Jeffrey Jansen. A lot of y'all know me. The whole point of me is I'm nobody important. I'm nobody special, but I think these guys around here need their stories told. And we're not going to ask about DD-214s. We're not going to ask about ant. We are going to joke around about different things that we did in the military, all the kind of funny things. You know, kind of like sneaking in the Coliseum over in Rome, so we could sneak into the Coliseum. I'm sure we all got different stories and everything else. So Luke, what did you all do when you were in? And like I said, what how many guys were with you when you first got in? Did you go in right out of high school?
Yes, I went in right out of high school.
What high school did you go to?
Quincy, Notre Dame.
I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I'm the only one out of my family that went to see that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I know, right?
Left out of Quincy here. Supposed to take the bus down to St. Louis, but wound up having to go all the way to Springfield, take a train down to St. Louis. Because the recruiter was late in Quincy. Then went out, went to Marine Corps Recruit Depot in San Diego. Completed my training there. Then I went up to Infantry Training School at Camp Pendleton and went overseas to 2nd Battalion 4th Marines over on Okinawa. Did my time over there. Went to Korea, Philippines, Thailand, Indian.
When you first went in, what was the very first thing you did? When you first got in? Do you still remember your boot camp days and where you went to boot camp?
I went to MCRD in San Diego.
How was that? Did you get yelled at?
Yeah, got yelled at. I got to see the gold footprints where JFK stood.
JFK stood on the footprints?
Yeah, he stood.
JFK was a Marine?
No, he visited MCRD San Diego, and there's a set of footprints they painted gold where he stood at, and where they have the platoons warm up. Didn't have to spend any time in the Quonset huts that they had from Vietnam there. They still had a few there when I was sitting there in 78. The obstacle course wasn't as extensive as it is now.
Did they have the regular barracks then when you were there?
Yeah,
overlooking the airport and everything else?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Airport, lights in the airport was on all night long. You hear jets coming in and out.
So why do you think anything was different from boot camp then today than it is today? Just boot camp.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it's different, or do you think it's still the same? You get in, you get yelled at, you go to sleep.
Well, they get yelled at, but they don't get yelled at the way they used to.
Really?
Well, I mean, before, even up through my time, they could still get in your face and get right up close to you. They weren't supposed to touch you, but there was times where you got touched.
Did anybody die when they went through boot camp with you?
No.
In other words, boot camp is more of a stress.
It's supposed to create stress to get you ready for combat.
You guys do Mount Sarabachi?
We did all.
Where they dump your foot lockers out in the middle of the floor and basically strip you down naked, tell you to take your mattress, go into the head, and then sit there and you get yelled at 24/7. So you're naked inside of a head. A lot of people look at that like, oh, that gets gross, but it was actually to teach you to be able to think without anything on, be able to.
Yeah, that happened a couple times.
We forget about that. Did you guys have what was that stuff? What was that? Aftershave. We cleaned with and we put on Bulldog. Did you guys have Bulldog back then?
No.
Did you guys have Listerine back then where they dump it everywhere?
Yeah, they had Listerine, and then
Anybody try to get drunk off in the middle of the night?
I'm sure there was. We had a few guys that we had the
Only the Marines get drunk off Listerine.
cans of brass cleaner that was well, not the brass, but we had the cans with the cloth that's all shredded up. You do that, clean your brass with that. We had guys that would try to chew that to get the alcohol out of it. They'd get sick.
Yeah, let's compare this a little bit. Nate, where'd you go to boot camp at?
MCRD, San Diego.
But you're from Oregon, right?
Yeah.
So how far away from that is where you live?
Probably driving, probably a 15-hour drive.
Wow. Well, let's see here. when you went there, what was your experience like when you first got there and everything else? I'm trying to compare these two here, you know, trying to show people it's really not much different other than age. In fact, I think we're still using the same stuff they did during World War One.
Yeah.
Marines always get the leftover stuff after it's been around for a while.
Very, very similar experience. They are a little more strict on hazing, but they're just a lot more under the table about it. Like back in the day, they used to be a lot more open. Now it's just a little more quiet. But I mean, still get in your face, still yell at you, still run you into the ground every single day. Hey, what's the quarterdeck dude?
Oh yeah, the quarterdeck.
Yeah, quarterdeck. Whole 9 yards. So still the same experience.
You guys all had the same. Like when we were there was only one chow hall, but it had 4 sides to it. And you picked the side you went in. I think the chow hall is still there.
Yeah.
Didn't get yelled too much in the chow as long as we stayed quiet. But if you did step out of place, you had a bunch of drill instructors at you freaking yelling at you. I do remember that. I'm like,
first phase, you were there to get in, eat, get out. Once you advanced, got further, second, third, fourth phase, you got a little bit more time to eat. But the first phase, you were in and out.
now when you were in after boot, you said that you didn't join the Navy after the Marine Corps.
Right.
Did you have to go through another boot camp or anything, or what did you have to do to train to get back in there? I mean, did they look at you a little differently, or how'd that work?
I was supposed to go through what the Navy calls time OSVIC, other service veterans training, which was I was going to spend about 3 weeks up at Great Lakes, going through training, getting some indoctrination in naval history, uniforms, what the Navy does, what how to be a sailor, and then I would go to my A school. Well, then when I got to Great Lakes, I found out that a yeoman down in St. Louis said that they had changed my paperwork, saying I was going to boot camp. And they...
Hold on. For anybody that doesn't know what the Great Lakes means, that's up in Chicago, Lake Michigan.
Great Lakes.
Yeah, Lake Michigan.
Yeah,
Lake Michigan. That's where the Navy has their CB trainings and stuff like that. That's their only, I think that's their only boot camp.
Yeah.
Right. It's the closest Navy Fed we got. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just in case you want to know what Great Lakes is, that is up in the Illinois area. That's up in northern Illinois.
So, they messed up my paperwork, and I had to spend 2-3 months going through.
When you first went in, were you married when you went into the Marine Corps?
No.
When did you meet Mindy? I know that sounds weird. He has got a beautiful wife by the name of Mindy Dahlman who helps out with some military stuff and everything else. The reason why I'm asking that is because when I went in, and I think even Nathan, we had some guys that were married going in.
Yeah, we had a couple.
Now, when you went to the Navy, though, you were married.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
I met her after I came back after my first tour overseas by myself in Okinawa. Came home, and girlfriend I had been with in high school, we broke up, and I literally.
You beat him up.
My wife literally ran into me.
Beat you up.
She was working at the library here in Quincy, and she thought it was my brother coming to pick my dad up because he was working down there as janitor, and she seen the car pull in, thought it was my brother, come running out the children's department, which was downstairs, and literally ran into me in the doorway and realized it wasn't my brother.
Ah. Oh. And at this time you were in the transition from the Marines to the Navy? Or did you already join the Navy at that time?
No, this was...
Still in the Marine Corps?
This was coming back from Okinawa.
Okay, Okinawa. For anybody who wants to know, Okinawa, we have the Marines have several bases over there. Hold on real quick, I gotta check that. Nathan, hold on, I gotta turn that off. Everybody doesn't know I'm live right now. Hold on, turn that off. Alright, sorry about that. Alright. I gotta do something different about this one.
Ouch.
I know, right?
That hurt.
I know. So, you were in Okinawa. Nathan, let's go back. Let's transition over to you for a second.
All right.
So when you went in, let me ask you this. Why? I mean, really, why did you, I don't know much about your personal child life. I probably don't want to know. Because you scare me. But why the Marine Corps?
Like I share a similar story to a lot of people my age. I was in third grade when I saw World Trade Center get hit, and at that point, I
Was that the first time? Yeah, that was the first time. And the first time the World Trade Center, or was it 9/11?
9/11.
Oh my God, now I feel old.
Yeah.
I was in the Marine Corps during 9/11.
I
We
know.
were deployed out on the 24th MU, Marine Expeditionary Unit.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
I forgot you're that young.
Yeah, 26. Well, I was in third grade and I decided, I was like, okay, well, I want to fight. I want to be in the military. And soon after that, I saw Marine Corps commercial. And so, I mean, from like third grade, I wanted to join the Marine Corps. That's why I went.
Now, what commercial was it? Was it the Knight in Shining Armor, the one that kept having the night one, or was it a different?
Oh, I don't remember. Just had to do with blues and kicking ass. So I was like, yeah, this looks awesome. I'm gonna join the military. Why not go in the best? So that's why 2 weeks out of high school, I went in. Did my 4 years.
Did you like it? Did you deploy?
They're desperately trying to. That's wrong place, wrong time.
You never deployed.
I never got a chance to.
What was your MOS?
I was a 2841 radio technician.
Whenever we ask anybody what their MOS is, for anybody that's non-military or a different branch, the MOS specifies your schooling, what you did, what your profession was in the military. Some people hold a couple of them. I know Jesus has 2 or 3 because he was a radio operator and he was an 0811 and a 25.
Yeah, I cross-trained the radio operator.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time with those guys.
Would you guys believe when I was in with Panama, when I was stationed down in Panama, one of the guys, and I didn't realize this, they literally, one of the guys that was in with me, he went in like 2 years before me, right? They just got rid of Morse code. They literally just put a cease to ever teaching it again. I was like, they were still teaching it all the way up till 1999, 2000. When I was down in Panama, and one of the guys like, oh man, I just went through this entire school with Morse code and how to do all this Morse code stuff because he was radio, but they had to learn it.
Yeah.
He goes, and now they actually discontinued that entire MOS.
Why did they discontinue it?
Don't know. I think
never know.
Well, at the Marine Corps, you know, if you get, like our new commandant said, we're too extended out in too many different areas. It's probably just to focus on the main areas. Otherwise, we overextend ourselves, having a little, little that we do.
I ended up I got out of boot camp and MCT, which is Marine Combat Training. And then I went to my job school in Planet Palms, ended up there for a year. It's in the middle of the Mojave Desert. 120 degrees.
29
stumps. And then out in North Carolina. I raised my hand for every deployment. Just wrong place, wrong time. Never got a chance to go.
Nobody taught him, don't raise your freaking hand. Then you'll go everywhere.
Yeah.
You literally just don't raise your hand. So you lived out at Planet Palms.
Yeah. For about a year.
Well, I did know that the one of the best chow halls in the Marine Corps is Planet Palms.
It's amazing. I actually like Planet Palms better than North Carolina. Man, I had LA a couple hours away. North Carolina is hot. It was like muggy hot. I wasn't used to the humidity. Oregon was dry.
Right.
So, wasn't used to that. And just the area of where Camp Lejeune is at, it's just, I don't like it. Like the water smelled bad, it was discolored.
So where did you do a lot of your training then? Was it just over in Pendleton and Lejeune, or did you go up into Alaska or Norway, or did you do it, besides the desert, of course?
A lot of field ops in Kentucky and North Carolina.
Right. Now, when you were in and everything else, are you glad you went? I know some guys when they went, you said you didn't get deployed too much, and I know that a lot of guys, not you, but I know a lot of guys when they get out, so no matter what they did when they're in, they struggle. And they struggle dealing with civilian life, they struggled with people kind of telling them what to do, they struggle with alcohol addiction, drug addiction, they struggle with post-traumatic, not from being in combat, just for the fact that we got used to a certain lifestyle, Now I think I love the military except for the hurry up and waits and the people in your face all the time.